Hey guys, Bronco Carl 92 here. So it's Saturday, January 12th, and we're going to start working on getting this 4L80E repaired and put back together. So what I've done is I've taken clutches out of the package, and the first thing I did was I put them in nice 2 quarts of this Dexron 6 over here, this fully synthetic fluid, and clutches should soak for a while. I guess the longer the better. I mean, they're going to be in fluid for the rest of their life anyway, so I usually throw them in right at the beginning of the repair and put back together process. So we've went through everything here, and we've got all of our gaskets, and we've got all of our sealing rings over here. I have all the parts over here laid out from when we took it apart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start disassembling the clutch pack assemblies to change out the seals and clean them, and we'll put the new seals on, and then we'll start putting the case back together. Case here is in a bag. I've got it all cleaned, and I actually just put some oil on it just to keep any corrosion from happening, because it is damp in this garage. So, all right. So let me start taking some things apart and get you set up, and we'll take it from there. All right. So I hope you guys can see this, but okay. So we've got our forward clutches here. This is our 4th clutch. This is our overrun clutch right here. And over here is our forward clutch. So I've got a nice little arbor press here. So what you do is you put the clutch pack into the arbor press, and then you have this little fixture here that you push down on. And what that does is it releases the snap ring, or it releases the piston down, so you get the snap ring out. So you can do this. Snap ring. Here is our return spring assembly, and then here's our piston assembly. Now this one is a blown out O-ring, as you can see over here. Yeah, they do get messed up from age, that's for sure. This seal's hard as a rock too. So what we'll do is we'll replace this O-ring here, or this lip seal, and the inner lip seal. Clean the piston all up, actually, first, before we do that. I notice it's got a little bit of gouging over here, I guess where the piston was hitting the clutch plates from this pack from, I guess, overextending from, once the clutches wore down, the clearance got higher and higher, so this piston could actually move up higher and higher, and I guess that's what allowed that to happen, and of course eventually for the seal to blow out. So what I'll do is I'll swap these O-rings, these lip seals out after cleaning that. We'll clean this carrier assembly here. Put that in the parts washer and get all the crap out of it, and put it back together in a minute, or in a little bit. Okay, so continuing on, so I've cleaned the clutch assembly and blew it all off. And there's the piston. These are the old O-rings here, or the old lip seals. I keep calling them O-rings. And another small one. And there's the bushing that I removed also. And put the new bushing in over here, and we've got the new lip seal over here, and these 2 new lip seals, and I'll put this back together in a few minutes, or actually a little later on. I gotta go do something now with my son, so I'll put you guys back on later on. Okay, so I've put the piston back in with the new lip seals on it, and put our return spring back on and our snap ring. And I haven't air tested it yet, only because you don't want to do that without the clutch being built. Otherwise, you'll just blow the seals out and kind of kill your whole purpose. So anyway, I've cleaned off all the pieces here. So we're going to start reassembly of the clutch pack. So there's this conical end plate, or reaction plate, I guess I would call that. That goes to the bottom. Then steel and friction plate. Steel. Steel. Friction. Steel. Friction. Steel. Friction. And then we need to put this washer on the inside. Stick that in this petroleum jelly. That's the sound you want to hear. Okay, and then this other washer goes here. It's not really going to matter, it's probably not going to stay in place until we stack this. And then of course we have the end plate. Now we can air test it. Okay, so for the air test, I took this piece back out, and I got to get underneath here with my finger, and hopefully it'll work this time. Yep, it's a good sound. All right, so forward. Forward clutch is now put back together. And we'll move on to the next victim. I think I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the different packs. I think I said forward twice. So this is the forward. The other one that we have to work on that's, I guess, similar in size to this is the intermediate clutch. But, I normally work on GM transmissions, so if I mess a name up, I apologize. Okay, good. Okay, so forward assembly. Done. Okay, so here's our intermediate clutch. I've already released the snap ring, since you know how to do that now. And this is the parts washer, obviously, and we're going to give these parts a little cleaning. I usually wash everything off with this solvent first, and then I give it a douse off with the Worth solvent spray that I use, because this stuff can leave, I guess, a residue. And once you use the Worth stuff and blow it off, they're I would say almost sterile. You know, at least sterile enough for automotive use. Piston out. How do these lip seals look? These lip seals, I must say, look decent. We're not reusing them, but they're not bad like the forward was. This one isn't as bad as the forward one was either. I had to really scrub the hell out of the other one because it was just so nasty. Yep, Alright, this also has a roller clutch on it, and notice that it freewheels in the clockwise position. That's really important. If you put the roller clutch or the sprag back in backwards, you got problems. Trans won't work. Okay, so now we're going to remove this roller clutch here. Like I said, remember, freewheels clockwise. Carefully roll this locking ring off. That there. Washer here. And the roller clutch just lifts off like that. Very important that you use towels are as lint free as possible. Because you'd be surprised, the smallest bit of lint can cause a valve in the valve body to stick and ruin your day. Here's our Sprague assembly. Basically what they are, just oblong shaped bearings that are spring loaded, and all they do is they just they only allow turning in one direction. That would be this guy over here. Oh, and it actually has new races, so I can chuck them too. Okay, so and as you can see, we've put it in the right direction. The first time. That's pretty good. Washer off. I could tell this is going to be a long video. I'm going to probably break it up into segments, maybe like forward clutch, intermediate clutch, and things like that, because that way it might be easier to swallow in pieces than all at once. Just roll this back on. Good. Okay. I'll stuck this piston in, and we'll turn you back on in a bit. Alright, the piston. Alright, this is a bit of a fiddly job, I guess as the English would say. These lip seals, the lip is this way. So if you just try to jam it in, you'll wind up rolling them and ruining them. So I have a couple of tricks that I use. First, be generous with the ATF and the petroleum jelly. I have this piece of plastic here. Yeah, you find this, like, I guess, like on a report cover or something. What I do with that is I'll put that inside here like this to protect the seal, and I'll fit it down over the little hub inside. Then I have this lip roller here. You just kind of push the piston down a little bit as you roll this guy around, and I guess the idea is that he pushes the lip into place without scarring it. Actually felt pretty good already. Almost in shock. And there you go. Okay, over to the press. Be back in a sec. Alright, so intermediate, basically same thing. Action plate. So it looks like we have intermediate done now too. Alright, we're going to work on the overdrive clutch next. I took that apart already, cleaned it. We're going to change the bushings in it, and I'll show you what we're doing with that in a couple seconds. Hang on.